Today, we explore how this date completely reshaped our world across five powerful dimensions: culture, education, finance, politics, and technology. This day proves that history never rests. Let's dive into the fascinating interconnected events of this date that continue to influence how we live, think, and innovate today. So, without much further ado, let's go.
Imagine a glitch in the historical matrix. Like you're looking at a single calendar date that somehow possesses this massive gravitational pull,
Oh, absolutely.
right? It acts as an anchor for everything from the birth of modern civil rights to literal space exploration.
Okay, let's unpack this because looking through the sources you provided for today's deep dive, July 19th isn't just a random day on the calendar.
It really isn't. No,
Yeah.
it's more like a lens for watching the modern world assemble itself.
Yeah.
If you pull the thread on July 19th, you see these massive tectonic shifts in how society is structured. Take July 19th, 1848, for example.
The Seneca Falls Convention in New York.
Exactly. Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott presented the Declaration of Sentiments, and they weren't just asking for the vote. They were fundamentally challenging the legal structures that silenced half the population.
They were completely rewriting the domestic social contract from the ground up.
Yeah. But then, exactly 22 years later, on July 19th, 1870, we see a totally different kind of restructuring. France declares war on Prussia. But the way this happens is just wild.
It is. What's fascinating here is that it was entirely engineered.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Prussian Chancellor Otto von Bismarck took a routine diplomatic telegram, the Ems dispatch, and deliberately edited it before releasing it to the press.
He ended it.
He tweaked the wording just enough to make it sound like the Prussian king had deeply insulted the French ambassador.
So he basically used a 19th century version of, like a viral fake news tweet, to bait France into a war.
That is exactly what he did. It completely enraged the French public, forcing Napoleon III into a conflict that destroyed the Second French Empire and ultimately unified Germany.
Wow.
So on one July 19th, you have people demanding equality through civil discourse, and on another, you have a statesman manipulating media to aggressively redraw the borders of Europe.
It's like a societal reset button, but pushed for totally different reasons. So Bismarck breaks the map, creating this massive geopolitical instability that haunts Europe for decades.
Right.
It makes sense that the next major July 19th events we see in your sources are all about building new networks to connect people and prevent that kind of chaos, like the opening of the Paris Metro on July 19th, 1900.
Yes, and that was a massive physical undertaking to unclog a rapidly growing, gridlocked urban center. But the more profound connection happened on July 19th, 1944.
The IMF.
Yep. Representatives from 44 nations adopted the IMF Articles of Agreement to stabilize the post-World War II economy.
Wait, hold on. The sources note the Paris Metro took years of intense, bitter local political bickering just to lay down some tracks in one city.
Oh, local politics are always messy.
Right. So how miraculous is it that 44 distinct warring nations actually managed to agree on something as complex as the IMF's global financial plumbing?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, they agreed because the alternative was a repeat of the Great Depression. The IMF was essentially monumental financial engineering.
Because before this, countries would competitively devalue their currencies to boost exports, right?
Exactly, which completely choked global trade.
Mhm.
The July 19th agreement built a new system for global finance pegging currencies to the dollar and creating a massive emergency fund.
Got it.
So if a country's economy crashed, they could draw from this shared pool rather than dragging the rest of the world down with them.
So they built a safety net to keep the world tethered together. But then, fast forward to July 19th, 1969, and we literally break the ultimate tether Earth's gravity.
Yeah, Apollo 11.
Apollo 11 executes its lunar orbit in circuit.
And the mechanics of that maneuver are terrifying. To get caught in the moon's gravity, the spacecraft had to fire its engines backward to slow down.
Right.
But they had to do this while slipping behind the moon, a position that completely blocked all radio signals back to Earth.
Just 3 guys in a tiny metal box, entirely cut off from the 3 billion people back home. I mean, it's the ultimate isolation.
It really is.
But looking at your sources, July 19th is also the ultimate day for global unity. The Summer Olympics opened on this exact date in 1952 in Helsinki, 1980 in Moscow, and 1996 in Atlanta.
It's an incredible contrast, isn't it? The Olympics are the exact opposite of that lonely lunar silence.
So what does this all mean? Did Apollo 11's terrifying radio silence behind the moon perfectly contrast with the hyper-televised unified spectacles of the Olympics?
This raises an important question about how we measure human achievement. I mean, is it pushing into the absolute terrifying unknown alone, or is it coming together in a massive stadium, thousands of athletes and billions of spectators to celebrate our shared capabilities?
It's wild that this one random date captures both extremes of the human experience.
And there's one final detail in your stack of sources that perfectly ties those extremes together. Think about the Moscow Olympics opening on July 19, 1980. That was exactly 110 years to the day after France declared war on Prussia in 1870.
Oh, wow. Both are July 19th events where intense nationalism collided head-on on the world stage.
Yep. One through a devastating war and the other through an incredibly tense athletic competition.
It proves this date is just a recurring stage for humanity's highest ideals and our deepest conflicts. Next time July 19th rolls around, you'll have to look at the news and ask yourself what part of history is echoing today.
Hi viewers, family and friends. How did you like the content of this video? Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please write in the comments your name and the place you are watching from. Since our viewing family is spread all over the world, it will be nice to know which city and the country you are watching from, so I can say hello to you. Science and technology. Reading and listening to the historical accomplishments on this date of those who have gone before us, I, as a professional engineer with interest in structural engineering, energy-efficient buildings, ICF construction, and as Google Docs expert with interest in spreadsheet-based solutions, draw inspiration to ask of myself the million-dollar question. What would I accomplish today? Think about the Japanese practice of Kaizen. Let me know in the comments, what would you accomplish today? Your subscribing to the channel inspires me to post more such videos. Thanks for your patronage. See you in the next video. Sincerely, Yogi Anand.